Hey there, it's Staartvin, a developer on Autorank. This is a tutorial for the Autorank configuration. Okay, so let's start. This is the advanced config.yml, and it is a very good method of showing your players, or well, configuring your player times. And in this case, I want to use the Autorank config, of course, and I'll just go over every config option and tell you what it will be, and what it not what it will be, but more what it means and what it does for you as an admin. So let's start off with the first one, AFK integration. Just as it's told here, if a compatible AFK plugin is found, which in this case is only essentials at the moment, and then if you set this to true, players will not get time added when they are AFK, so that would prevent players from AFKing on your server and getting time for it. Now for the second option, it's the leaderboard layout, and you can change how the leaderboard layout is shown when you do /a or leaderboard. And well, I don't think you have to fiddle around with this. Most players don't. The standard leaderboard layout is good, so you really don't have to change it unless you want to. And then the leaderboard length is the amount of players that will be shown. So in this case it's 10. 10 means that there will be the first 10 players will be shown. So if I set it to 5, and I would show you the in-game command, then only first 5 players will be shown. So you could put it to 100, but it would just spam the chat window. So it's recommended to keep it at 10 or lower. So I'll just keep it at 10 then. Then you can set the language. Languages are still experimental, so they are not done. The only fully supported language is English at the moment, because it's, well, everyone speaks English, I guess. And we also have Dutch, which isn't fully supported at the moment, but will be later on. At the time of filming this, the latest version of Autorank is 2.4.3, the beta release. So this config can change if you're on a later version, if you're in the future. Then we have the ranks, which is the hardest part. I have a few ranks already set up, and how this works is that this name will tell you will be the name in your permissions file. So if I go to my permission file, I'm using permissions X, you can see that there's a group called default, and there's a group called Hobbit, etc. This name, the Autorank advanced config name of this rank, should be exactly the same as this one. And otherwise, if you don't do it exactly the same, Autorank will leave messages in the server log showing you that you didn't do it correctly, and then it will disable itself to prevent any damage from done. Okay, so let's say a player is a default. So if a player is in this group, the default group, which he is when he first joins the server, then he has to have 1,000 money. Our currency is just dollars, so $1,000, in game, and he has to have played for at least 5 hours. I can also add this, but then you will need another plugin that's stats. You can get it from the Autorank website, and this will give you extra options such as blocks broken. So a player would need to have 100 blocks broken before this requirement will be true. But I'll just leave it out for now. And then when a player has those requirements, it will result in a rank change from default, so the rank the player was, to novice, a new rank. If you're a novice, then if you're in default, then you will be ranked to novice, which also needs to be in the permissions file, or Autorank will tell you. And an optional option you can give is the world, so it will rank the player to novice on world, main world. But most of the times it's not necessary to give this one. And then it can give you a message. It will give the player a message saying, "Congratulations, you have promoted to the novice rank." Well, it's just for the sake of information, so the player knows that it worked. Okay, so there are a few requirements and results that you can have added to this. So you have a rank change, a new rank. You have a rank change of an old rank to a new rank. You have a rank change of an old rank to a new rank, and a world. In this case, that's what we have. We have an old rank, which is default. Then we want the rank we want to rank the player to, which is novice. And then the world we want to rank him on. And you can also add messages, which you have a command. So a command will be performed when the player is promoted. And let's say we want to give the player some money. So we would do command and then money pay, say 1,000. So now a player would get 1,000 money, whatever your currency is, and this means and then the P sign means that will be replaced with the player. So in this case, if I was ranked up to novice via this, then it would say money pay Staartvin 1,000. And let's say we want to give him some stone as well, because we're nice like that. Then you can do give player stone 100. So now we give him 100 stone as well. And make sure that you have a semicolon separating the commands, so Autorank knows that there are separate commands now. Otherwise it tries to do, if you remove this, Autorank tries to perform this, which is not possible because there's no command that allows this. So make sure there's a semicolon as well. Now, for the effect, you can also play an effect, and the first argument is the effect name, which you can find at this link here. I'm not going to go to it, but there's a list of effect names you can use, and then a effect data, which is also provided, like the length or something. It depends. Not all effects need them. You can check them at the page there. So in this case, there's a rank that will result in that has a result that will play an effect, and in this case a player will hear a step sound, so like a player walking over something. Then there's also a TP, which is relatively new, and this allows you to teleport a player to a location in a world. So you would give the X, the Y, and the Z coordinate, and then following the world, the yaw, and the pitch. So if you wanted to teleport the player to let's say my main world that I have, I can do 1, oh, don't forget those, 1, 1, 1, also separated by semicolons, 164, so 1 as an X coordinate and 64 as Y, because if you try to put 1 there, the player will most likely suffocate. And then Z as 1 as well, then the world name, which will be main world, then the yaw, which is double, and the pitch is also double. So now the player will be teleported to this location with this yaw and this pitch. And that's, yeah, well, that's a cool feature. Then to go over to the requirements, you can have in time, so like 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute, and this will be added up. So if you put 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute, it will check if you have played for 25 hours and 1 minute. Then you can also have to check for XP. So if player is level 20 of XP, then this requirement will be true. You can check for money, but it requires Vault. You can check for a world, so a player can only rank up if he is in the world Nether. You can check for the game mode, so if he is in survival, creative, or adventure modes. Survival is 0, creative is 1, and adventure mode is 2. You can check for item IDs, and it checks the item in the inventory. So a player can, if you want to have a player ranked up when he has 10 wool, you would put the item ID of wool, which is 35, and then the amount, and then the data, which is also separated by semicolons. Everything in this config is separated by semicolons. Then you can also check for blocks broken, the blocks placed, and the votes of votifiers. So that's really cool. You can, so if you want to make something like a donator rank, which requires players to vote for more than 100 times, then you can add this, but it requires stats and votifier. And blocks broken and blocks placed, well, also requires stats. So you have to download that, otherwise it won't work. Okay, so the last thing in this configuration file is the MySQL information. Well, of course you can set it enabled or not. Then the host name, which requires the port, so well, in this case it could be the default port is 3306, and it's on my local PC. So if I wanted to have a MySQL database, it could go to my local host and then the port number. Then my username, well, whatever username. This won't work, but it's just an example. Password, then database, and then make sure this is the database. The database name, but you also have a table name, and don't confuse it. I will show you a oh, whoa, that's the wrong one. I will show you my MySQL database. These are databases. So right now we have set the Autorank, but there is no Autorank database here, which is a problem. So I would need to make a new database, Autorank. Then you can have a table in here, which is just, it's table. Well, it's Dutch, but in English, translated to English, it would say table, create table. And so a table, if we put something like I am a noob in Java, I would need this table. So I would need create one. Oh crap, that's the wrong one. but this is not necessary to create a table because Autorank can automatically create a table. So you don't have to do this. You only have to make sure there is a database name. So this, I could change this to test or something because you already have a, I believe, no, guess not. Is it here? Yeah, it's here. Well, I already have a test database which includes Autorank and my table name, etc. But that's not necessary. So you only have to specify a database. You also have to specify a table, but the table will also be created automatically for you. And then the last thing, which is really new, just I guess, yeah, I think it's just added in 2.4.3, the beta release. This method, you can either have Autorank read from the database. So if you want, if you have separate servers that are running on separate machines, you can have one server save all the information to a Autorank database, and then another server which reads everything from the Autorank database. So, I guess that's cool. It's not really how I want it at the moment, but I need to fiddle around with it. Some people requested to make it so it syncs every it synchronizes every data from every server onto every MySQL database, which I will be doing soon. It's just a lot of work, so I have to figure out how to do it. But that will be implemented soon. So if you're watching this on a later version of Autorank, you probably have that enabled, and method is gone. This is gone probably because it's outdated then. Okay, so that is the Autorank configuration file for the beta, and I hope players do now understand how you can customize your configuration file, because a lot of players tend to have problems with it. I don't know why. It's not that hard, but well, some just don't get it or something, I guess. So thanks for watching, and if you like this video, well, subscribe or just like it. That would be cool too, or favorite, whatever you want, or share it, or do both, or like everything. As long as you as this helped you configure your own configuration file. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.